And they've been waiting for this. So thank you so much for all your support.
And Jeremy?
Yeah, just echoing the same thing.
TV online channel in the service of the Filipino online world.
Mahal kita.
Ah!
all the important things.
Exactly. Pia, why don't you greet the viewers?
Hi guys, we're finally doing this. Thank you so much for tuning in. I see that a lot of people are online now and they've been waiting for this. So thank you so much for all your support.
And Jeremy?
Yeah, just echoing the same thing. We feel so fortunate and grateful about how supportive everyone has been. Thank you so much, guys. We're really looking forward to discussion and to hearing your questions.
You guys met in London. Jeremy, you approached Pia. You recognize each other because of your respective Tatler covers. Okay, we want to know, how did it happen?
Okay, well, maybe I'll start there. So, before living in New York, I lived in London, and when I saw her, as you said, I recognized her instantly. The funny thing is that we had crossed paths a few times before, but never really actually met each other and were properly. So I saw her and I was like, listen, I get one shot. So I ran up to her. It all went from there.
What did you say?
You know, I think I just introduced myself and said, look, my name. I introduced myself and mentioned that we had mutual friends in common because I'd been to the Philippines several times in the past. It wasn't just completely out of the blue.
How do you feel that your fans, and there are thousands of them, they're all rooting for you and they're rooting for the both of you? How do you feel about that?
Well, it's very exciting. I'm very happy that the response has been so good. It just makes things so much easier. I'm so happy that everybody's so supportive. Just thank you so much.
Jeremy, there were rumors swirling around on Instagram of your budding relationship. Were you hesitant to make the relationship public?
It wasn't so much afraid, I don't think. It was more really wanting to make sure that we invested in each other and got to know each other, and really that the foundation for our whole relationship was built on the two of us really becoming close and understanding our values, the things that we cared about, the things that we wanted. And on the flip side, knowing that obviously people would be interested and people would want to know about us. We just felt it was really important that we set a good foundation before we came out and did something like that.
Pia, you mentioned in the Tatler interview that in Jeremy, you met the male version of yourself. Can you elaborate on this?
Because when I met Jeremy, we really clicked right away. We just talked nonstop and we found so many things in common. It's almost like love at first sight, I think, even though you won't admit that it was love at first sight. You're right earlier, by the way, that this is kind of different for us because usually when you do an interview as a couple, you're together physically and then it's, and then you would be in front of us and it wouldn't be like this. So this is kind of new to me. I've never had to do an interview like this. So I'm a little nervous actually. I don't know why.
When was the last time you saw each other?
February, right, baby?
Yeah, New York.
Ooh, that's what you call each other.
Yeah, well, I call him my love, and then he calls me baby, other things.
Wow, other thing. What Tagalog word do you know?
Mahal kita.
Ah!
all the important things.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I also taught him kilig. He also know what kilig means. I know that a lot of people who comment on our page now, they say kilig a lot. I told him, you know what kilig means, right? Like, because I do say it to him, like, I feel so kilig, or you make me so kilig. So he knows what it means now. So kilig, mahal kita, maganda. What else, babe? Like, I mean, those are the important ones.
The important ones, right? Those are the ones that we try and say to each other.
I've known you guys, and I'm kilig as well right now because seeing you guys.
I'm kilig too, and I'm nervous.
Has a long distance and the pandemic interrupted your relationship? How you manage all this?
I think constant communication is so important. We talk to each other every day. Walang mintes. Every day we talk to each other. Sometimes we talk twice a day. We'll talk for hours if he didn't have to go to a meeting or to go to work, which he still does, by the way, up to now, every day. We would be talking for hours. That's just how we bond. We just talk about everything. I think that's so important, especially for couples that are long distance relationship now. Talk to each other every day, check up on each other, and talk about the real things too. Don't just like pretend that, oh no, I'm good, baby, like nothing's wrong, I'm fine. I mean, we're in the middle of a pandemic and so many things going on in the world right now. So it's really important to be honest and to catch up, to check on each other.
Jeremy, you met in London, Hong Kong, Indonesia, then New York in a span of a year, but it was in Hong Kong on a special day that Jeremy, you mentioned in the article as well, that you wanted to be with Pia, and what made it very special?
I think just building on what Pia said, we've really invested heavily in communicating with each other right since the very, very beginning. Just talking about our feelings, talking about what we're looking for in life. And, you know, I see it as a huge compliment that she thinks that I'm a male version of her, because I see how driven and smart and, you know, intelligent she is, and how much I learn from her, and hopefully she learns from me. So I think with Hong Kong, what was so special about that was we just walked around Hong Kong just talking. Really, like, there was no fancy dinners, there was no shows or anything really that you might do when you're early dating life. We were just walking around and talking. And I think we touched on it in the article, but I remember sitting down in a little park and we had all these school kids running around us and making noise, and, you know, birds in the trees, and just being in the middle of nature, in the middle of Hong Kong, and just, you know, looking at each other and talking about the things that we wanted, and realized that they were very similar, you know, realized we had shared values, realized that we both wanted the same thing. And then it was love at first sight. I was like, right, I'm done.
This should be Pia, I think this should be a movie, don't you think? You should guys be in a movie together.
Right? Like, yeah, I mean the way we met and the way it all happened. And Jeremy was right. There were moments before that we almost met. There was one event while I was Miss Universe living in New York. There was an event by Philippine Tourism. I was there as a guest. Oh no, they were there earlier. They were leaving, and then somebody said, "No, wait, because Miss Universe is coming." But they left anyway, so we didn't know that night. But everything happens for a reason, right? And I guess we were meant to meet now at this point in our lives where we're so much more, I guess, mature and more ready for like a mature, serious relationship. So, and we both want the same things. Like Jeremy said, he is the male version of me, I really feel. I used to tell myself before, I don't think I'll ever I used to tell myself this before, honestly, I don't think I'll ever meet the guy who is as driven and as busy as me. And then that would be a problem, because you get a lot of misunderstanding in relationship when that happens. I wasn't really looking for anyone when I met him, but it happened. I'm so happy. We're so in love.
I think a lot of people also want to know, I got this question, and is where and when was the first kiss?
It was Hong Kong. It was Hong Kong.
Yeah.
It was Hong Kong.
Wow.
Was in Hong Kong. Babe, you should tell the story. Be a
Okay. So we'd had the day just walking around and spending time together. We were staying in different places, but relatively close to each other, and it was just capping off the day as we went home and we were going back to our respective hotels. I gave her a kiss goodnight, and then we left things, and then it ended up ending a perfect day, knowing that the next day we were going to see each other again. And that sort of little, you know what it's like, that little awkward bit at the beginning.
Yeah.
Should you? Shouldn't you? Is this the right moment? And everything, I think, with Hong Kong just fell into place, because we spent so much time talking to each other and trying to understand each other, and realizing how much respect we had for each other, and that we were on the same page. And just the night ended in the perfect way. Went back to each other's hotels and knew we were seeing each other in the morning. So yeah, that's how it happened.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. It's a kilig moment. Can you say kilig, Jeremy?
It was a killing moment for sure.
Okay. So we're going to go on. And what was it like to do your first big shoot together?
By the way, I want to share with you guys something. So before this, I would have to get my phone in a bit. I'll ask my cousin Charity to go get it for me. But we had a different idea for our reveal at the beginning. So we had this like funny photo in Bawa. Remember that, babe?
Yeah.
Like we took this we made some funny faces and we took pictures, and then we said, what if this became our cover together, just us being goofy. One day, Jeremy texted me and he said that he got in contact with Nigel and with you, and that you guys came to put us on the cover. And I mean, we said yes right away. I mean, this is Tatler Philippines, and I'm really happy that you guys were very open to featuring us and putting us on the cover of the magazine. So thank you so much.
My goodness. We're going to show some scenes of some photos of the shoot. Like, this is one of my favorite shots from the shoot.
Yeah. It's at the Equinox Hotel.
Amazing.
I mean, we're going to speak to Nigel shortly, but he's a really good friend. He's an amazing man, super talented. So we were very lucky that I know he's done a lot of work with you, Anton, and with Tatler.
Yeah, but here, I want to know, what were you thinking in this photo?
I'm trying to think. I mean,
Smelling
your
my hair.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Smelling my hair.
And Pia, what were you thinking?
Because when we were thinking of the shoot, the idea was for it to have this Bond feel. So
Yeah.
I dress up as a Bond girl and he's Bond, and then so it's a bit serious. It was around winter too at that time. So
February.
it really the setting, I guess, the mood. So we wanted to kind of like be serious, but in between shoots, we would like laugh and be
Mess around with each other and
Yeah. But speaking about Nigel Barker.
Well, hi, everybody.
Nigel.
Great to see you. Good morning, good evening.
Yes. Can you say something to our viewers?
Absolutely. How wonderful to speak to you all again. You know that obviously.
2016.
Yeah,
Miss Pia Wurtzbach in New York. This was done at the Baccarat Hotel.
I know. I mean, the Baccarat almost pales in comparison to the beautiful Pia. But that's all right.
Thanks, Nigel.
And then, of course, 2020, we come full circle to Jeremy and Pia on the cover.
What fun this was. So
yeah,
just
Pia,
a little
yeah.
inside moment here. I will take credit because I like I'll take a little credit for these beautiful people. But I got wind that there was a relationship, that something was happening. Someone told me somewhere that there was a relationship. So I decided to do a little sniffing around, and I remember calling Jeremy and saying, "Jeremy, are you dating Pia?" And he was very kind of like, "Well, blah blah blah," and I'm like, "Look, when and if it becomes public, I need to be the person you talk to, because I would love to be able to, let's do this properly and showcase it." And then I called Anton very quickly and said, "Anton, I might have a scoop." And I was busily sort of felt like I was a matchmaker, but through photography. But the wonderful thing is that we're all friends, and they did a very smart thing too. It's obviously one can go to the press very quickly, and people are very hungry for this kind of stuff. But for them to be very mature about their relationship and to take their time and to let it sink in and to fall in love ultimately. And
Exactly.
it shows in the pictures. Yes, they're
You
steamy.
saw it before your eyes. And for Pia and Jeremy, how was it like working with Nigel?
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you so much, Nigel, for agreeing to shoot Jeremy and I for the cover. It's always a pleasure working with you. Filipinos love you, and I know that you're known worldwide and very much respected. So I'm really happy that you agreed to work with us again and work with me again. Thank you. So I just wanted to let everybody know how grateful I really am that Nigel agreed to do this shoot with us. And of course, Anton, you too. Thank you so much for putting us on the cover too. Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. Our pleasure. Jeremy?
yeah, I mean, Nigel and I have a long-standing friendship, and it's like a bigger brother type situation where he gives me lots of abuse and we joke around, and it's always fun when we do stuff together. He got me onto a show he was doing a little while back. We did that together. He's also close with my brother, and it's just a real pleasure. It's not work. It's just building on our friendship. So yeah, I really appreciate it, mate.
Absolutely. No, my pleasure. My pleasure. What fun. And he's far too good looking. So I tried my hardest to dumb it down in the photographs. It's not easy. Luckily he's dating Pia, so that was the only thing that helped balance it all out. He's definitely met his match. I don't know, but the personalities may be, but certainly, looks wise, Pia, I'm afraid, I think she still has you there, Jeremy.
She does.
Okay, guys, we're going to move on to some serious questions about. Oh, sorry. Okay, we have some behind the scenes photos.
Nice.
My friends at the back. Look at all these photos. This is done again. You mentioned Jeremy. Jeremy in Hudson Yards and Equinox Hotel.
I mean, you can see the photo on the right there. It was tipping down with rain, and so we were trying to find a way to. I mean, obviously Nigel's the man at making it look professional. We're trying to find a way to make it look the way that it ended up coming out in the shots, when actually there was rain and wind, and Pia was freezing, literally freezing.
Let me tell you a funny story though about that picture on the right.
Yeah.
That when they arrived, that one there on the right where she has the white jacket and Jeremy has the umbrella. So we're there, and meanwhile, security is very, very tight on the ground, and they don't allow photo shoots in the vessel. It's actually quite difficult to do, and we could only shoot from before it opened, which was before 8 o'clock in the morning. So it was very early. Jeremy and I had been already taking pictures at 6 o'clock in the morning onwards, so we'd been up since 5. But we were there, and the security detail was around, and I looked at them, and I looked at these guys, and I thought, I might have something up my sleeve that was going to help us on this shoot. And I said, do you know who I'm shooting? And they looked at me like nonplussed, nor did they particularly care, it seemed. And then from the distance, Pia emerged from the hotel, and I saw this one security guard, literally his whole body language changed. He looked at me and went, is that Pia? Is that Queen P? And I said, it is. And he was like, oh my God. And he quickly radioed in and then came back and he said, at the end of that shot, he said to me, Mr. Barker, if there is any location that you would like to shoot at today, you call me directly and I will give you direct access to anywhere you want. So our golden card to making the whole shoot work was the fact that I had Pia with me. So Pia, you need to be with me and work on sets with me in New York.
I would love to work with you again. Yes, please.
Amazing. And we have other photos to show. After this shot is a sexy shot of Pia.
Yeah, amazing.
And next
we were photographing at the top of the edge, which is the reason why we're wearing those special jackets, because we were very, very high up. You can't really see. It looks like a whiteout, but we're on top of the world.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very cool.
The next photo. This is the bar of the Hudson. The Equinox.
The Equinox Hotel. That one was. I think it's so funny seeing these back. It just brings back so many good memories. But you know, again, you see how serious we are. We're always looking at each other. It's very intense. We're not smiling, and you can from the interview that it's not how it is with us normally.
Yeah.
And I can see Chrissy there, Nigel, your wife, your beautiful wife.
Well, you can also see how many people are there. I mean, it's one of the fun things about behind the scenes photographs from fashion shoots are what you see, the viewer sees, is what I see, which is a very intimate moment, and we create stories, right? So as a fashion photographer, it's about an editorial, it's about a narrative, and in this particular instance, yes, obviously they're in love and they smile and they laugh, and we get that.
Like and subscribe. Watch the previous video. Thank you for watching.